coming, bro.
We were dead ass.
Oh, y'all was dead. Y'all was dead serious.
Dude, exactly how you did it, though. That is not wrong.
Coming to you live from Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Better put that down.
It's
You're
not
right.
going to be historically accurate.
You're right. You're right. But no.
You know.
What the fuck is this? I'm gonna throw up.
Why'd you leave?
You know how it
I'll
goes.
plead the fifth. We're not talking about that.
What? Coming to you live from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Pillow Talk Podcast. Welcome to 2023. This is our New Year's celebration episode. I'm Wolf Jones.
I am the Merc. You know, usually, occasionally, most of the time, I am Merc. My name
He
is
lined
Merc.
that up so perfectly, and everybody just dropped the fucking ball.
Yeah.
He's like,
Ball is
JB
dropped.
Clay, baby. Numero uno on the
Ball is
Pillow Talk.
dropped.
What up?
I'm always
How,
the voice with no face
voice with no
until
face.
my podcast, obviously. But
The Meta Man.
Meta.
The Meta Man.
Happy fucking New Year, you guys.
Happy New Year.
We
bro.
made it.
yeah, happy New Year.
Yeah.
That was a crazy ass year.
Woo.
I had people tripping
Yeah.
balls at a party. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Jay the Beast.
Hey,
in the
what up,
chat.
what up, what
is
up?
It was
Jay the Beast?
phenomenal,
I will
fella.
have you back here sometime. Probably next season. Pillow Talk season 3. Jay the Beast coming back, definitely.
Yeah.
We're gonna get fucked up again. Probably.
Get fucking curb stomped
Yeah.
on a damn video.
Jay the
game.
Beast really just no, it's like because I was making his ass run. He can't even lie. Y'all seen that? He was running away from me. He was acting bitch.
They was all chit chat type of fellas
we
till
love
he
you,
upped
bro.
the Beretta.
yeah, facts.
I'm pissed that I got more kills with a fucking pistol.
He said, "Gonna come back and curb stomp y'all." Yeah, goddamn. All right, you're gonna smacking. So, I mean, what have y'all been up to? How y'all been?
Not too shabby. I was a part of the watching people trip balls with Jesse the other night.
Yeah, no, this dude goes in telling everybody, like, yeah, if you guys are going to do it, I'll do it. And then the other people do it. And then he's like, yo, just tell them I did it. I want to watch them with you.
Just tell them I did it.
I
don't
want to
wanna
watch
do
with
it.
you. These guys
That's
ate.
some deviant ass shit.
Listen,
These
okay,
guys
so
ate-
they both took a tab of acid, okay?
Yeah.
And then now, for anyone that
15,
does
20
any
minutes.
of that, takes about an hour, roughly, sometimes more for it to kick in. The 15-minute mark, they're coming up to me like, bro, it ain't doing nothing.
Don't
I'm
feel
like,
anything.
just
This
give
is
it
like,
some
just
time.
wait.
It's not working.
25, 30-minute mark, coming back, bro, I think you got gypped. I'm like, all right, yeah,
Nah,
you know,
tell
whatever.
they ass to sit down somewhere.
Well,
until
listen,
they
forget
listen.
about the
they feel
shroom.
something.
I know, listen. So then,
Oh,
about not even 5-10 minutes after that, I'm showing someone else that I had some shrooms with me.
I'm saying a half an hour talk.
Dude walks up and goes, give me some of this. So I gave him a piece of shroom. Bro,
Piece of candy.
these dudes, by an hour and 15 minutes in, they're both like, this is the greatest day of my life.
Oh yeah, man.
I love this day. The
Yeah.
walls look crazy. Everything feels great.
The
I
one
love
dude
touching
laughed.
this right now.
One dude laughed and had a great time. The other dude, man, he just kind of went off his rocker.
Yeah,
for a
but
minute.
mind you, okay, so he was tripping balls, never told his wife. Like, his wife thought that
Word.
he wasn't going
He's
to.
like, hey, you
Just
ever
drunk.
felt this kind of t-shirt before, bro? Like, you ever really felt it? It feels really like
Yeah.
Speaking of which, our new Outcast merch.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
Good
Have you, ever,
segue.
have you ever felt a t-shirt,
You
a
ever
hoodie
felt
like this?
T-shirt like this? You ain't never felt a hoodie like this.
Good
me tell you something
segue.
about it.
Get
We
yours
got
today
our
for
Outcast
4 payments of
Records
$19.99.
hoodies, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They're on sale for $25 a piece until January the 6th, 2023. So get them while they're cheap because they're going up in price because, you know, I love y'all, but you got to make a profit.
You got 4 days,
It's
chump.
a steal, man.
Get yours today
Honestly.
for 5 installments of $5.99.
It is super hard.
Check the hoods out.
It is super dope.
Look at that.
I mean, peep
I mean,
that.
you can't,
Wrap your hood.
you can't beat it.
Peep that. Yeah.
It's like,
Nobody throws their hood up like Outcast Records.
yeah, keep the back. Got the tag on the back. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't beat that price even if it was your
You
wiener.
couldn't. You couldn't if you wanted to. You just can't.
Just can't beat it if you wanted to.
Do yourself a favor when you need to keep a sweater handy. Get you something Outcast nice and dandy.
Facts. See,
But
Wolf knows what he's talking about.
yeah, he does. He's a
That's why I
smart
like
guy.
Wolf Jones.
He's a pretty smart
He's
guy.
a very smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was the motherfucker staying up at like 3 a.m. watching the infomercials.
Yeah.
Facts.
Just like, what am I seeing?
Billy Mays
What
Ultra
is this?
Clean.
Billy
or
Mays
OxyClean.
Be like, why do I need this mop?
Billy
it doesn't do
Mays
anything
here.
different, but oh my god, it sprays water too.
It is
That's
phenomenal.
a lot of damage.
Holy
Yo.
shit. This Flex Fix fits everything.
Yeah. What is it? The slap.
Yeah, that's funny.
Love it.
And
It can
there was-
fix a
what was-
boat.
What was the one putty? Fuck, we're getting off track.
Oh man, now we're talking about
No, I
infomercial.
mean it's a conversation.
Oh man. We got, whew.
I've been working on it.
We got any comments? What the comments look like?
What do they look like?
Y'all in the comments.
The
sections at all
the
tonight?
whole voice impression. Yeah, he is a monster, John.
Man, look,
We got to get him on the AM radio.
I do my own damn infomercials.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah, we
know
do our
plug.
own shit.
He is an infomercial. He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a walking infomercial.
If I got anything to plug, he's gonna be the voice behind it.
Oh, dude, I pray that like I pray I make it like to an older life. B, I pray that he makes it longer than me because he's gonna narrate my like
Be like the next Morgan
biography.
Freeman.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking narrate that shit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
But young Jesse was unaware.
yeah.
Man, look. So I thought about getting into voice acting, right? I don't know how the fuck to do that, but I do want to get into animation. And all you got to do is download the Adobe software
Yes.
for $57 a month, and you can become whatever you desire.
There you go.
Yeah, I really wanna
I know I need to upgrade. Not upgrade. I need to renew all my subscriptions.
Yeah,
I think you can do
I
it.
had the animation equipment and all kinds of shit. I was
the
learning
3D
shit, and then I ran
animation,
out of
the
money.
UI UX, the software plugs and development, illustration, Photoshop, Lightroom.
Yeah.
You get everything in that pack. It's not like back in the day where it was like I have to pay $400 each time.
Oh man,
I want to be the
dude.
villain in a slice of life anime.
And a slice of life.
Do you know what slice of life anime is?
What is
Not
slice of
a
life?
clue.
Okay,
Clue, bro.
slice of life is a genre of anime that's like there is no fighting, there is no like it's not action adventure or anything. It's literally just like daily shit.
Hmm?
Like a whole episode could be about this girl
So you
is
just
about
wanna
to
be
go
like
on a
Robbie
date and the
Rotten?
date goes to shit.
You're just Robbie Rotten. Like,
mean,
I don't know who that is, but maybe.
Maybe, possibly.
I swear
Could
to
be.
God, if he
Lazy
disappears and
Town.
pops up in a Brent Fayez video or some shit.
Like I would
you ever
just
seen
love
like Lazy Town?
no.
They're the fucking chick with the pink hair.
Mhm.
He's the villain. Yeah, that's crazy.
Ah,
I don't know. It's
Lazy Town was a weird show.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
have
Some
to
weird
look it
shit.
up.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
What was his name? The gymnast dude.
Might be a little too old.
He had
for
like
that.
a Greek name or some shit, but it wasn't a Greek name. It was like he exercises a lot or he trains a lot, and they just said something because
I can't remember.
because like they were like he was like the hood superhero
dude, yeah.
because he could do a backflip.
The
Like
hood superhero.
Mickey mustache.
yeah. I was just
Man.
like, he look a little old to be hanging out with this little ass girl.
Facts.
I feel like we got to take our Jello shot to be for
But-
me to get on this level.
But then I realized that like she was like 20 something, acting like a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Very true.
And it's like,
Yeah, but that almost makes it worse because then it almost Like it kind of confirms that maybe he was trying to be perverted. You know, it's like,
Oh
oh,
man.
she's old enough. She's way old enough. You don't
I
need
don't
a kid
know.
to play a 13-year-old. Get an adult to do it because
I always empathized with the villain in those shows because it's just like,
yeah. That's why
what the
Robbie
fuck are
Ryan's
you
the
doing
shit.
out here?
Yeah.
Like the
Ryan's the
grumpy
shit,
old
bro.
troll that lived under the bridge in Dora the Explorer. I empathize with that motherfucker so hard because it's like, why are you dancing on my fucking roof?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Like,
It's like, why are you
have some
doing this?
respect. I live here. Like,
That's like there's a lot of even
My
in,
home.
even in like popular movies and shit. There's so many villains that are like, damn, yo, like that could very easily have been.
like that's the only normal motherfucker in the room.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Well, like Joker with the Phoenix dude.
Yeah.
That you kind of didn't. You almost didn't have a choice but to feel for that guy. Like they made it to where you felt bad for him by the time he snapped, and then when he snapped, you're
Right,
like, well,
like-
fuck it. They kind of had it coming anyway.
Like you grow up like, yeah, kick his ass,
Yeah,
kick his ass.
you know what
and
I
it's just
mean?
like, wow, society has kicked his ass too.
I did,
I
yeah,
feel you,
they
bro.
did. They beat
Batman's
that
a
guy
menace.
down.
Like,
Yeah, they beat that dude down the entire movie, and then he finally flip flopped. And I was kind of like, well, you know what, fuck it, they kind of had it coming.
right. Like,
You know what I
granted,
mean?
Like,
it still ended up extreme, but
Yeah, right, you know
Gore
what I
the
mean?
God Butcher.
Ooh.
Gore the God Butcher.
What about have you seen Black Adam yet?
I watched half of it,
Okay.
and then I kind of got bored of it. But I know
I will
all
say that's probably my favorite superhero movie right now, just because it's like this makes more sense than any of the others. Like everybody's like truth and justice. They're a heinous murderer that's out here sex trafficking kids and shit.
Yeah.
Lock them up.
Yeah.
They'll learn their lesson. Oh no, they got out. Beat their ass and lock them up again. And then Black Adam's just like, you're a monster and you must die.
Oh fuck.
Like the
Time
only
to
way to
die.
permanently
I
resolve this is to
must
make sure it's
kill
permanent.
you.
It is like, oh shit, like ancient justice is fucking wild.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Because it
back
was The
then,
Rock.
yeah, back then,
was
if a couple people
the
seen
people's
you
elbow
do
or
something,
something,
there
yeah.
wasn't no trial. They fucking threw a rope up over a tree and hung your ass, or they threw a
I
bunch
feel
of
like
rocks.
the most human thing in the world is vengeance.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
mean,
animal marks their territory and protects their territory. A
mm,
human claims they have territory, steals it from someone else, kills them, and then gets killed by the person they stole it from.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
It's not a redemption arc. It's just this is mine. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Bang.
And it goes back and forth and back and around you go. Like I
Lions
said,
is
we
like,
were
Round
like a
and
lion. They'll
round
get
and
there like
round.
50 miles and they're just chilling.
right.
They don't want shit else. They're just
But you've
chilling
also
on their
never
turf.
seen you've also like never seen a lion or anything lose in a battle for its territory and then come back.
They do though. But they'll only do it for their territory unless they never had any, and then they're trying to claim territory. But like, even when they do their vengeance thing, they don't go and like conquer other territories. They're just like, fuck my family. Like
Mm.
they're gonna kill my kids. Like
My children.
oh no.
But then
Oh,
that
my
makes
boy.
you question like what came first. Because if they won't go conquer someone else's territory, but all the territories are already like claimed, then how do you know what I mean? How does a new lion come about and get territory?
Whether
Mhm.
lions or people, it always comes down to pride.
True. Yeah.
I got a big enough gun.
My gun's big enough.
It does though, Well, that's the same thing. Like, well, with people, it always comes down to money. Like, it don't really matter about might; it matters about money. You know, like
I don't
say,
know. Hold $1 million up to your face and let me punch it and see if it still fucking hurts.
well, but I mean, I could pay. I could pay to have that handled. I mean, it'll hurt for a minute, but yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but
the thing is, like, what I mean about money is like,
It's a bitch.
even if like say I have a little bit of money right now and he has more than me, like technically like the power structure kind of goes like that. A lot of people don't like it whenever you start to do better than them. Like they don't mind if you're doing good.
Definitely in terms
They just
of
don't
like
want you
soft
doing
power.
better. Yeah.
Because if you're so say like fuck, who was it? I want to say it was like Kevin Hart talking about hanging with Dwayne Wade.
Oh my god.
And like he tried to go bar for bar, shop for shop, bottle for
Oh
bottle,
yeah,
and he just couldn't fucking keep up at the end of the day
half the size of the
because it
man.
was
Like,
just like I can't spend like this. I don't have it like that.
oh yeah,
So even when it's just like friendly competition, there is still like that power structure where like if one person here had $1 million and the rest of us had 100, we're low key going to be looking up towards the dude with
oh
$1 million.
no doubt.
And
You
there's probably going to be that one person in the corner somewhere that's trying to figure out how to get that $1 million by any
absolutely,
means.
absolutely.
And so it's like people don't like having power exercised over them, direct or indirect.
Oh yeah.
Which that's common knowledge.
I was always told, the harder you're trying to work to earn it, you got 5 people working just as hard to try to take it from you. So you got to be, you got to be smarter. You got to be faster. You got to, you
You got
got
to
to
become
make
an
your
alpha.
moves. Yeah, you got to make your moves better than everybody else. Like a lot of people play checkers, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of people play checkers. Like I like to look as
Let's
far
see.
ahead as I can.
I see it like this: some people play checkers, some people play chess, and then some people play Go. Where
Yeah, like
like with checkers is about making sure everything is tailored and convenient and optimized, whereas chess is about taking up as much space as possible, regardless of cost. Whereas with Go, it's about maintaining as much dominance with as few pieces.
Yes,
yeah,
I like Go, and I like chess a lot. Chess is like for real war.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for real war,
And you got
because
to
you
be
have to
moves
play the
ahead,
long
and
game. Yeah, you got to play the long game. If you lose, it is not anyone's fault but your own. That means that you fucked up.
but I'll
well, a lot of
counter it with
times you
this.
lost like 3 moves ahead of that. You just didn't
Yeah.
realize it yet.
So
And what the fuck was the
so
last
think
thing I
about
was
it
gonna
like
say?
this: with chess, that comes from European philosophy and experience,
Oh yeah, you got to be prepared to
whereas it's very
sacrifice any fucking piece
head
for the
on and
greater good.
conflict
Oh yeah,
oriented. But Go influenced the book The Art of War, which has since influenced all forms of warfare.
yeah, no
And so,
doubt.
arguably, Go is the superior game because it's about efficiency over demand.
The art of war is perfect on how to fucking win a war, though. Like literally, I mean, it goes all the way through all of it. Like mentally and I mean, all the way through,
And it works in every
and
application.
it works, man.
So, whether it's spirit, religion, business, finance, personal, relationship, everything is applicable towards the art of war.
And you can mold it all to it, man.
And that's why, like, whereas not so many people would read books about like U.S. military doctrine and tactics, but
They don't
the
understand
art
how
of
else
war
you can
is
apply it.
compulsory learning.
Yeah, you can apply that into so many different things. I mean, oh man, it is. It's literally endless. Even like human psychology. I mean, you can play that into anything you want, really. I mean, some people, if they were evil, they could literally do and manipulate anybody into doing whatever they want them to do. And there's people that are evil enough to do that right now.
So
And
there's a couple
you
of
know,
books that I read whenever I was trying to develop my people skills and get a better understanding of the world. And I realized in the middle of reading some of these that there's two kinds of people. There's the ones that take the knowledge and use it for good, and the ones that take the knowledge and use it for manipulation.
and that's it.
And you can manipulate people without being an asshole. So, for example, positive manipulation
Oh yeah,
is about pressing your people and your peers to doing better with
Yeah.
not necessarily focusing on what's gaining for yourself, but what's gaining for them. Whereas negative manipulation is the classic narcissist, gaslighter, double speech, like all that shit. But those things also work towards positive manipulation as well.
yeah.
So it's all about your end goal and your initial objectives. But like how to win people and influence, body language, different tricks when it comes to making eye contact with people,
Hmm.
your heart rate, your demeanor, your body language plays a massive role, as well as reading people's body
Oh
language.
yeah, man.
And then in addition, there's like I recommend everybody read military philosophy as well as Eastern philosophy specifically, because a lot of it is tied into spirituality.
Oh yeah.
So like the heart of a warrior can apply everywhere. So it's like the classic trope of would you rather be a samurai in a garden or a gardener in a war?
No doubt, you know.
But some people take that idea of being a samurai as being super masculine, super alpha dominant, super
No,
apex
yeah.
predator. You can be the apex predator in the room and not
Nope,
be
I got a sword.
fucking
Right.
with everybody.
That's
what I
it.
mean?
You
Like-
don't have
like
to, you
a
know.
bear ain't concerned about what the coyote's doing.
Right,
But at the same note, the bear also ain't out here bullying the coyotes either.
right.
I mean, they do when they need to, but it's not that they're not concerned with manipulating their environment. They're concerned.
Exactly.
in
I
their
want to
peak
drink this,
efficiency.
but I also know with how fucked up my stomach has been today, I'm gonna drink this and I'm gonna throw up.
Where fucking
That's why I
let's-
didn't take the blue one because the blue raspberry looked fire, but I got this sesame chicken and grits on my stomach. So the strawberry is probably the furthest I can go.
I had to go with the blue raspberry. We're melting,
Merc
boys.
just busted on himself.
Yeah, we're
Oh
melting.
man, the fact that that's happening to y'all, I don't want to.
We got us a drink. We don't even have us Jello no more. All right, fucking cheers to the new year. Where's everybody else? Come on, y'all.
I'll do it.
Open it very, very easily.
If it means I'll be successful this year, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm not even taking the lid off.
If I get fucked, I'm angry.
Salute.
Jesse's working, fucking
towards you.
Cheers, Jesse.
He's working patiently.
Squirt.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
He said, "I'm afraid. I'm scared."
Don't skeet it on me.
These things look evil.
Yeah,
look
bro.
demonic.
They look way too.
They
calm.
do look a little
It's
demonic.
too inviting.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's good. It's cool. Come here.
Like what's the
Just try
the,
it.
the round shaped
Have
ones
some.
with the beer can lid
We
on
got-
it?
We got the Outcast blue and red going on here.
Yeah. Pillow
Hey.
Talk and the Outcasts.
Hey, check it.
Oh man, the smell.
No,
Hold on,
no.
let me-
Here, pinch your nose, throw it back.
It's just,
Woo!
Jello was actually pretty good on that one.
Actually wasn't bad. If it would have been more the texture was kind of fucking weird, but if it would have been a little more jello-y, it would have been great.
yeah, that was all right.
Them do have potential to be awesome and fuck you upable.
So the liquor store it's down on
Fuck
South
you
High
up,
I just
Street.
feel like Jello shots shouldn't be for men unless they're in like
Oh no, fuck that.
certain kinds of containers because like
No.
it makes you look like you're trying to lick a
No.
butthole.
No.
when you're
Ain't
trying to
nobody-
get it
look,
out of. the
Ain't
fucking
nobody pressed about
What
that
it
shit.
does
The
is
way
you
I-
buy-
I am.
The way I see
You
it,
buy a
I-
gang of them and
I
you
guess
take them
that's why
over
you
to a
the one on
table with a
camp.
bunch of girls, Joe, and that's a perfect fucking end. That's worked on numerous occasions.
look, the way I see it,
I'm
gotta
just
do it
saying.
all the time.
I ain't ashamed about what a
Then
Jello
you get
shot
good
container
at
looks
it.
like.
It's worked
because
on
there's
numerous
some
occasions
motherfucker
for me.
down at a bar somewhere drinking that shit out of a
He
belly
said, "You
button.
know what
Something
kind
I
of
can
food
do?
look
Damn
like
right.
I'm
this?
not going that far.
All the best kind."
Yeah, right. Nah, man, though, but for real, I've gone and bought, like fucking 10 of them on a tray and gone around, kind of pass them out, yo, and it's broke the ice. Next thing you know,
Everybody's just kicking back.
yeah, you know what I mean. Next thing you know, talk to a chick or two, man, and one of them is going home with me. One of them going home with me.
Well, shit.
Welcome to Pillow Talk.
Welcome to Pillow Talk. If you're just tuning in, this is Pillow Talk. I am Merc. This is Wolf Jones, and this is the old Barclay. Let's go. We got the Meta Man, the Lego Man, the man, the myth, the legend, whatever you want to call him.
Hiding out in the corner.
EO Bunchable himself
Bunch of
behind
bull.
the camera. Shout out Bunchable. You know what I'm saying? Come down here.
Yeah,
19
shout out
Morgan South
Bunchable.
Street.
Shout out, bunch of bull. Bunch of motherfucking
We got all
bull.
kinds of merch, bro. We got the moon season Bunchable merch. Just dropped. You ain't seen the mood bulls.
Check out this fly.
You gotta
ass
check
fucking
those out.
hoodie.
Yeah, facts. We do. We still got these here. You can. I'm
Fucking
gonna get
ballers.
Dude,
some
that
brother.
fucking fireball
I'm
is
gonna-
just taking its toll on you right now.
Fucking baller.
When the fuck was their fireball?
There
Oh
wasn't.
man, you done missed the fireball,
yeah,
bro.
earlier they both
Yeah, you done
took
missed the
down
ball.
these tiny little bottles. No, I'm not. I don't want to say tiny little like they were a
Shit.
baby. But
They were a good 3 or 4
Like the-
shotties.
like
I think
the-
we figured it out.
like the flight ones,
Yeah,
or the like
Little
the
bigger
slight
than-
down.
flask.
a slightly
Gotcha.
bigger than a the flight one.
I'd say close to like my phone.
Well, we
That's
said
it.
3
Yeah,
and
I
a
know what
half
you're talking about.
ounces, so that was like 3.5 shots, 4 shots ish. I think we figured out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Barclay
Oh,
did
yeah.
the math.
It'd be like that sometimes. I don't
All
know what
right.
to tell y'all.
All right. So, what's your favorite memory of 2022?
My favorite memory.
That it's fucking
No, I don't-
over.
yeah. I was gonna say let's start with somebody else. Let's go ahead, Barclay.
My favorite memory is that it is fucking over.
Really.
A lot of
Really?
my 2022. I mean, it
So,
was.
so like New Year's is your favorite memory?
Yeah, I
You
guess,
gotta say,
man.
like,
A lot of my 2022. I mean, it was good while it was good, and then it
you
was
just
awful
partied.
after
You're
that.
like, fuck yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I
What,
mean,
fuck it.
yeah,
2023.
I had a lot
Figure
of
some shit out.
I had a
It's
lot
time.
of family fucking die in 2022.
Really.
I had, a bunch of just rigmarole,
Yeah, my
bunch of
condolences, bro.
nonsense, a bunch just random nonsense.
Understood.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, so I look forward to being out of 2022. 2023 should be great.
Well,
Hopefully.
it's a new year.
Yeah, I had
It
a
is
good
a
run
new
of
year.
death. It was kind of continuous for a good 2, 3, 4 years in my life. But then,
Yep.
this year,
He found God.
my favorite memory would be the birth of my son,
There you
which
go.
was
Yeah,
October the
definitely.
6th, which was my grandfather's birthday. That had passed the year before, so that was
That's
crazy.
pretty phenomenal.
He was born on my grandfather's birthday. It
Hell yeah.
was a very special shit because you don't leave the hospital room. We were one of the first babies that were delivered in the new Ruby Children's Hospital in West Virginia.
Got you. They just
Yeah.
finished building that.
Yeah, and it was dope, bro.
Oh,
It was dope.
I will say that building is about ugly as sin, but
Yeah,
it
facts.
is very much needed.
Absolutely. It is nice inside for sure. I think if it was like a shitty hospital, I would have killed myself being there for 3 whole days.
Oh shit.
It would have been awful.
Some of the
But it
hospital
is-
food now in the cafeteria is
Oh,
fucking
bro.
banging. I mean,
Listen,
it used to be horrid. Like
my wife got anything she wanted for 3 whole days. At any point, she would just call in and be like, "Hey, can I have this?"
like fucking
whatever
room
food
service.
item?" Yeah,
Like you're in a
literal room
5-star hotel,
service, yeah.
and it's good now. It's actually good. It used to be horrible.
Oh man,
Hospital food used to be
terrible.
the
Yeah.
shits. I mean, it was like
Facts.
one step above being in jail, and now it's like,
I don't know.
Well, it ought to
jails-
be 'cause you're
some
paying
jails are
enough.
fucking nicer than hospital
right,
food.
go to Denmark. Yeah, if I ever get a jail, I want to get a jail in Denmark. You boys ever see that fucking shit? They do that.
I'm not getting booked. I'm checking in.
Oh hell yeah! Well, that's like it is in Denmark, man. It is. It's basically like a hotel. You can't leave. Well, the people that have a chance of getting out, dude, they give them a trade and all this other shit. They
Yeah.
got like a 92% success rate of not coming back
That's because the goal is to rehabilitate.
because the goal is to
Over
rehabilitate
here,
these
it's just
people.
a hold.
Here, it's just to fucking hold you down forever. It's just to make you. They want you in the
They want you to
system.
be an animal.
They want you in the system forever. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care.
They want your money.
That's it. You get paid so much per inmate that's in there
Yeah.
per month, and then they're only fucking probably putting what a 20th of that toward you. I mean, you're laying on a nothing. They don't give you anything to
Bro,
fucking sleep
when
with.
house
Like
arrest costs you like almost, I think it's like between $300
A
to
mortgage!
$600 a month. Yeah.
a mortgage. That's your rent for the month.
Yeah. Like $600 a month to have an ankle monitor on.
To not be able to leave the crib that you're probably going to lose because you can no longer afford to fucking make the rent payment.
That's whenever I realized that they were just out for money. I
That's it.
understand house arrest, I understand all that shit. $600 a month.
Yeah, come
after
on.
like all these fees and taxes and blah blah blah. And it's like,
And that's if you even still have your shit. to
yeah,
start with.
like $600 a month. What?
Yeah, you can go right to hell for that
How am
one,
I
PA.
supposed to pay that if I'm on house arrest?
Yeah.
You just have to pray that
What-
you're
how
lucky
do I go to
and
work?
they let you go to work.
Yeah, and say all you got,
Like,
you get to go to work
Some
and you
people
get
are
to come
lucky
home.
and they're
Like,
like, "Oh, you're on house arrest, but you can go to work." and that's it.
I'd
Like,
fucking hope if you got who the hell is gonna pay that for you? Ain't nobody paying those $600 a month for you. You better
even
fucking.
that shit is bullshit because they're gonna make sure you're like at work. They're like,
Oh,
you can call
they'll
in and
bet
like
you're
I'm gonna
signing
check your fucking
papers.
location and shit. Like,
Your boss is fucking signing papers, bro. You're on GPS the whole time. They know where the fuck you're at. Like, don't think you they don't. And I do.
why are
can't
you at
stand it.
Starbucks, bitch? You work at Arby's.
Yeah, right. Well, they give you like a window. Like, if you get off at 6 o'clock, you better be home by like 8.
Time to get home with
Yeah, I
your
mean, they don't fuck with you. Well, they give you like a certain day of the week. They'll give you a little bit of time to be able to go to the store to get like groceries and all this crap.
Right.
Like, you don't have time to do nothing, bro.
where it's like, oh yeah, on Fridays you have 2 hours.
That's what I mean. They don't give a fuck, and there ain't no. Well, I don't have time to, or can I do this, or what, is it okay for? They don't give a fuck. They don't care. You better make it work.
2023. Let's avoid house arrest.
Let's
What's-
avoid
what's
house
your
arrest
favorite-
and the law altogether.
Yeah, shout out Dream. He's in my south, bro.
Yeah, I bumped into him actually downtown.
Facts.
He'll be off here shortly. It's coming up real quick.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of plans, a lot of shit that he's got laid out,
I seen it, bro.
and
We
I'm
about
excited.
legit money in
I'm
2023.
excited. As a matter of fact, if we're still going with this season, we should have him on the show.
Yeah,
He is
100%.
interested. He is interested.
He's an original Outcast.
Yeah.
For life. Outcast for life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Outcast shit. Oh fuck. What was your favorite memory this year, man?
It was a crazy year. Started mood season. Now officially a registered business with West Virginia.
Facts.
Factual.
You know what I'm saying?
Traveled to Texas,
Yeah.
first time across the Mississippi, as well as first time in Houston. First time actually taking an airline as an adult. So that was fucking cool.
Fuck airplanes and fuck the
Fuck
airport.
Right.
There's so many times that I have to take them.
I
No,
will
I'm
say
terrified
I
of
enjoyed
airports.
flying. My seating arrangement probably
It's
could have been
always-
better.
yeah, it's always
fucked
terrible.
because it's like
Always terrible.
unless you're paying the extra dollar, flying is fucking terrible until you get there. But I do like the whole idea. Like I got to see out the windows and shit. Which I don't know. When I was nervous during takeoff, that was a little shaky. But then we got up in the air. I was just like, oh shit, look at that. Just like that's what the world looks like.
Oh yeah, my biggest issue with it is just all the fucking waiting.
Yeah. Well, see, I hate airports. I like flying.
I like flying as long as it's good seating.
Also, fair.
Like I have to be like either window seat or aisle seat, and whoever is next to me, I have to know them because
I will say I would not want to be the second person in the seat.
dude, I was
Right,
once,
the middle.
Like the middle seat sucks
yeah,
unless
I
there's
was
nobody else
once,
beside you.
and it was trash.
I've been in an airport twice to pick up 2 friends, and I've never flown on a fucking airplane ever. Been in an airport twice, and they were literally over the last 2 years, both of them. So it took me until I was 30 fucking 4-ish to even walk in an airport. Never
Shit.
been on a
I
plane.
have also never been in a plane.
Never done.
The next time we go to New York, that's what we're doing.
I think I would need a fucking Xanax. I think I would need a Xanax
Facts.
and one of them bottles of fucking liquor that you had there. You know,
Fireball.
I would need me like a triple Captain to
We're
wash
gonna
it
go
down.
the fuck to bed, bro. please.
And yeah, I mean, I'm not
It's not
sure.
that bad.
It's so hard to sleep. in a
But what
plane.
I'm worried
I always
about-
sleep my flights through, and it's always so hard because you don't want to look like a weirdo. Like
Well, everybody says
so
it
then
ain't
you're
that
just like-
bad, but
you're
like
trying to like
on 2 hours, bro. If you're miserable, like if you're freaking the fuck out, 2 hours is an eternity. Like say you're flying to Florida, you know what I mean, or
I
something like
did
that.
that.
Like that could be the longest 2 hours of your entire life, and there ain't like it ain't
Nah.
like an amusement park ride where you can tell them, look, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. Stop this shit in the middle of it, get me the fuck off here. Like no, you're in the middle of the air until they decide to fucking land.
Yeah,
Nah.
no, if you
Yeah, I flew to
bring the
Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean,
If
if
you bring
you
a
freak,
plane
you're fucked.
down before it's even scheduled to land, then you're probably getting escorted off by
Bro,
Oh,
you
them
got
marshals,
people.
yeah.
like they're
The
definitely
marshals are getting you, yeah, and then you got the people on the plane that's gonna fucking hate your guts for
it's
delaying
like we
wherever
had
it is that
we
they're
had to
going
stop in
and
fucking
missing
North
their next
Carolina
flight.
on the way to the Bahamas because of this guy.
Yeah, like they missed their next connection because of your fucking ass show. They now hate you. You know, see, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely need a Xanax. I think. I'm not sure I'd be able to make the flight. Whoever I was with, yo, I would probably fucking squeeze their hand to the point where I'd probably shatter it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'll say I don't have a specific memory of 2022 to latch onto per se, but I'd say like a moment. So like late summer of 2022, I got a lot of self work done. I got a lot of like shadow work and understanding the self knocked out. Um, Me and my girl's relationship improved a lot because just trying to understand different ways that I tick, different ways that she ticks. And so I say communication from all that is probably my favorite moment
I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
because it made everything else in life so much healthier by being able to understand what it is that's causing issues and how to properly address them instead of just like manically approach things like I had been.
Communication's key, man.
So I'd say summer of this year, favorite moment of 2022.
If you can't talk to your woman, who can you talk to? You feel me?
Right.
You know, I've had a the wacky ass 2022, yo. Not really any of which that I can talk about.
Also understood. Also
Yeah.
understood.
Yeah, you know, names and faces shall not be disclosed.
All right. Well, real quick, music news. Let's get it. All right. So we only have one thing to talk about.
We gotta do the
this week. We're
MTV
gonna
intro. It's
do-
like do 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 do.
next season we're gonna have a little shit to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Kurt
I need to
Loder.
get a stream deck.
We're upgrade. We got this.
Kurt Loder with
We're
MTV
gonna talk
News.
about 2022. 2022. Rap deaths.
Rest in peace to the fucking Green Ranger kids. He ain't a rap
Facts.
death.
Yeah.
He ain't a
And we
rap
can talk
death.
about some shit. We can talk about deaths outside of that.
But old
too.
JDF, yo.
But
Childhood hero of mine.
Facts. I'm surprised how many people didn't know that he did like UFC and shit.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, he was
Shit,
pretty
you're
good
talking to
too.
one right now.
He was pretty good too. He
Damn,
got
yeah.
thick, yo. He got a movie coming out next
It was
year.
crazy to think about because he's a
Yeah, he
fucking
did his
Power
own
Ranger.
movie, Legend of the White
He's
Dragon.
a
Yeah.
fucking-
Legend of the White Dragon
I'm
coming out
excited
next
for
year,
that.
yo. Hopefully everybody goes and at least checks that out. If you were a Power Ranger fan as a kid, I was monster. The Green Ranger was my dude, bro. The Green Ranger, White Ranger taught me all the way up through. And then whenever they changed it out, whenever he was finally gone,
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. I
That's when I
watched Power
rolled.
Rangers from Turbo to Ninja Storm.
yeah. I
Or
watched
Dino
from
Thunder.
Mighty
I don't remember
Morphin.
if it was Ninja Storm or Dino Thunder that came out.
Mine was
later.
Mighty Morphin throughout Zeo, and then whenever they turned to
Zeo was
Turbo
dope.
was whenever I kind of dropped off the map. It got a little bit, you know.
Now you know what my favorite one was?
Well, I got old. I got older.
Galactic. I liked Galactic a lot.
I don't remember a whole lot of. I don't remember them ones. Like I said, I remember like I could do the whole storyline with Zeo and Mighty Morphin all the way up through. I can remember that. Like I had them on DVD not long ago.
You remember the Forever Red movie? Where it was all the Red Rangers from all the Power Ranger universes?
Oh yeah.
That shit was crazy. We used to have that on VHS, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. See the thing about whenever I was a kid, the Green with Evil fucking miniseries with Tommy when he was the evil Green Ranger, and he did, dude. He gave the Power Rangers the business for like 5 episodes, bro. And you want to talk about like being stressed out as a kid, like
You're just
it
my
was.
hero.
It's like man, like yo, this dude is like beating the crap out of five. You know what I mean? He ain't got nothing but a flute. And he's just beating the crap.
Fucking him up.
And yeah, well, but then at the end, whenever they finally turned him good. I'm like, wow, like, and then they were all together. I'm like, oh, yo, like this is where it's at.
No, I'll say one of the series I like that didn't have Tommy in it was Lightspeed Rescue. Like
See,
I
I don't
think the
remember
Red
that movie
Ranger
either.
actually was still named Tommy or something, but it wasn't. It wasn't him.
I caught a little bit of like Turbo, like the movie, and then I seen a little bit of like In Space.
Yeah,
I remember a little bit of that, but I remember like the best written one I think was probably Zeo.
I can see
Zeo was
that.
like really hard. Like
The
in the new movie that they came
the
out with,
outfits were crazy. They actually, I think the new movie they took a lot from Zeo for the character design,
they
but they
did.
did a lot of like Turbo and Mighty Morphin for the plot.
Yeah, dude. Well, they mixed them all together.
Yeah,
Like the whole idea was to protect the Zeo crystal,
yeah.
from de la. But at the end, they were doing like the whole calling for Tommy Oliver to like come to the office. So I'm hoping that like the next one is kind of like the Green Ranger
They
saga where they battle him and then turn him good at the end
well no,
for like a
because
third movie.
they did it where Rita was the original Green Ranger,
Yeah, well, I
and so
mean,
they
she
kind of
lost
blended
all of
them.
that crap. And then
True.
Tommy, remember they were at the end of the movie, they were calling for Tommy Oliver to come to the principal office. And I think he might end up, remember, because she got bitch slapped to the fucking moon, and
Yeah.
the crystal ended up, or the power coin ended up wherever the fuck. And but yeah, I think hopefully
They also
he
kind of
ends up
slipped
with it.
Dino Thunder into that as well with the Megazords.
Yeah, Dino Thunder
Yeah,
was fire, and I fucked with Ninja Storm.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping they do another movie, and
No,
I'm
what
hoping
was
it's the
the?
Green Ranger giving them the business.
There was one where it had shit like Dino Thunder, but it was like Time Force. Was it or some shit like
I
that?
didn't watch like
Mystic?
all of
Wasn't there
them.
like a
No,
Mystic
there was a
something?
Mystic one too where it was kind of like samurai and
And I remember Mega
spirits.
Yeah.
Force a little bit because I watched it.
No,
That wasn't too terrible
Ninja
long
Storm
ago.
was my favorite one.
Yeah,
Really?
it was pretty good.
I don't know. I'm still a Mighty Morphin guy. I have them on DVD. They're on Netflix right now.
Well, I know what I'm doing.
Mighty Morphin's on Netflix right now, bro.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm doing.
No, so
Straight
rap
up.
deaths.
Straight up.
Um,
Oh yeah, Coolio. What up, Gangsters
yeah,
Paradise?
Coolio's dead, man. That's crazy.
My man, not too far from here either, man. I think he was what from Duquesne.
Uh,
I think he was born in Duquesne, but then he ended up
fucking
In
fact
Yonkers?
check that.
on the west side, wasn't it? I thought
Or you talking about PNB or
Coolio.
Julio?
I thought he was a Duquesne boy. I thought he was born in Duquesne or somewhere around there.
Mhm.
It says he was born in Los Angeles, California.
Who the fuck am I thinking of then?
I don't know, my boy.
Yeah, who are you
It's
thinking
not
of?
my
bro?
boy Coolio.
I'll be right back. I'm
LL
gonna take a
Cool J?
personal commercial break.
Word, factual.
Maybe no, maybe
Coolio's dead. That's tragic.
maybe Coolio went
Remember
to
he
Duquesne
used to
College or
do-
something.
Remember when Coolio did like the haunted shit? Like he would be on the fucking ghost shows and shit.
Oh yeah.
What?
You don't remember that?
No.
Yeah, we used to be on the
1,
ghost hunting
2,
shows.
3, 4. Get your woman
I gotta
on
look
the
it
floor.
up. It's the
Gotta
funniest
get up
shit.
to get down. Gotta
The
get to get
funniest shit.
down. 1,
I
2,
guarantee if
3,
you look up
4.
Coolio ghost hunting, it'll pull up the fucking episodes.
Coolio's the shit.
Yeah.
In like '95, he was like the most popular rapper. Real talk. And we're talking Tupac was around in '95. Biggie was
crazy
around
to
in
think about.
'95.
So how about
Yeah.
50 Cent hasn't put out any music in like a little while now? Like it's been a grip.
Yeah.
That's because 50 Cent
He
ain't been
was
putting
still
out.
in the top 10 of people most played this year.
That's because people's
that's
breaking out
crazy.
in the club and Wangster and all that's coming back. That's probably all over TikTok by now, right? And then
Yeah,
probably in the
absolutely.
club is all over there
Yeah,
somewhere.
50 Cent is heavy on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok does it brings all that crap back from the dead. I mean, that like I
It's
said,
weird,
there's
yeah.
songs that 12-year-old kids are talking about. Hey, listen to this. Like this is the new TikTok trend or whatever, and it's like
You
that
shouldn't even be
song.
listening to that, little man.
Yeah, like that
It's
song
like
came
Party
out.
in the Club or something by 50 Cent.
Yeah, like that came out whenever I was your age. Like what do you mean this is the
It's
new?
the same with Fortnite too, though. Fortnite does the same shit. Where
True.
it's like some really like I don't know Some people just have like you can do the emotes. You buy emotes and shit, and it has dances on it. And some of those
Somebody
dances are
literally
like, why the
did.
fuck is this in a kids game?
Somebody
Like,
built
you
a
have to hit
building
the
or
thing.
whatever to where they ran through it on Fortnite and it played the Office theme song. It was like doom, 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 you know what I mean? Like doom, doom.
Oh,
It
yeah.
literally played it perfectly. Like how you can invest, how you have that much time to invest into that. That it was like a 4-minute fucking song. Yeah, I mean, in one block at a time, like doom, 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 doom. Like I don't know, man. That took a grip. It had to
Facts.
have.
The next
Kudos to whoever the fuck did that, by the way.
That's like those people that built those Super Mario RPG shit.
Yeah.
facts.
They built their own levels.
All right, but the next death we have
You know,
is Takeoff from the Migos. They had actually separated before he died. For anybody that doesn't know, the Migos was the three of them. It was an uncle, his son, and the cousin. Is who the Migos are, like in relation to each other.
For real?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I think Quavo is the uncle, and then goddamn, I'm trying to think of his name. Takeoff is the one that died. I think that's the cousin.
And then Offset.
Offset is his son.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm almost positive that's how it is. But yeah,
It was definitely a
Takeoff died
very
like a month or so ago.
unfortunate and gigantic loss to the hip hop community.
Yeah,
Um,
because it was one of those things where he ain't really have nothing to do with it, bro.
right.
And Takeoff was the kind of guy that like just didn't really fuck with nobody. He didn't have no beefs with nobody. He never really had no beefs with nobody. I mean, the Migos jumped X back in like 2017 or wherever the fuck that was. But like, other than that, it wasn't really.
Right.
the ones that ain't got the beats are the ones that get fucked up. Ain't that wild?
Yeah.
The more you
Yeah.
try to
Alright,
stay out of
so-
people's
Yeah,
way.
like you trying to stay out of bullshit, yo. Next thing you
Takeoff.
know, you end up catching a random one or something.
Takeoff was Quavo's nephew.
Yeah.
And Offset is Quavo's cousin, but it's not. Yeah. Takeoff was Quavo's nephew, and Offset is Quavo's cousin. So no one's like father and son, but
I thought that was his son.
yeah,
My
no.
bad.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, bro.
And then with PNB Rock, it's like pay attention
Oh, yeah,
not
PNB
just
Rock.
to where you are and how you hold yourself, but also who you allow in your space.
Yeah,
doubt.
his girl
Because-
was just leaking shit.
Like the fact
Like, oh,
that
yeah, look where we at.
the fact that he was just trying to
No,
sit down
hell.
and have a meal,
Yeah.
and that clout chasing shit, or that I need to be seen, I need to be heard bullshit. Like there's a time and a place for it. And when you are dealing with people of a certain caliber, like you have to be mindful no matter how much you want to post something or do something, you still got to check with them. You can't just go rogue because you never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
The more people you got around too, man, the higher the probability is you got a couple snakes in the pack.
But then to
Yep.
top it off, like there were so many people allegedly from that area online talking about, yeah, everybody knows when you're in LA, you don't go here, you go to the other one. Or if you ain't from here, even if you are from here, you go to the other one. And it's like, so all y'all got starstruck and fanboy, fangirl seeing him walk in there, but nobody stopped and said, like, yo, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing there?
it's like, are you aware where you're at, or are you
Mhm.
aware of the risks here? And even if it was like I'm gonna be a tough guy,
He might
type
have
of
thought he
shit,
was just above the,
you know what I mean?
he thought he was above all of that, you know.
But it doesn't seem like that would be the type of person that would choose being like macho and on some fucking I can't get stopped by the world gets stopped by me type shit.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like he'd be like, oh, all right.
Wait, are we still talking about P&B?
Yeah.
His baby mom set him up.
So what
Like,
you think
it's like,
he
it's
just
like dog.
he
Like,
just kind of got
nobody
knuckleheaded into it.
fucking
Yeah, he was chilling.
Yeah, he was
nobody said a
cool.
thing.
He was cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody said a thing to him about where he was at or what the fuck any of the risks are, or even anybody that may have knew if there was a plan or some shit to be like, yo, bro, like just so you know, there's these people thinking this shit or doing this shit or
That's the thing. It was his baby mom. She
And
was
you
the
in
only
a
one that
fucked
knew.
up place.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just it's sad because this year more than anything definitely proved that like previous years we saw all the hardcore artists, all the gangster rappers, and all the folks out here talking that shit and catch up with them.
Everybody been getting locked up or
But
shot.
right, like now it's like the peaceful people are getting killed and the not so peaceful motherfuckers is getting locked up. And so I'm curious what's that gonna do to hip hop in 2023 now, where so many times the conscience and the culture has shifted because of different things. Like you can't just stay by yourself, but you also can't be too far out there.
Yeah.
But you also got to watch what you say. But we also getting more and more reckless with music.
It sounds like there's room for guys to move up now. Couple guys then
In a sick
took
way,
a
yeah.
slide. You know what I mean? Like
In a sick way, yeah.
you fall. You fall. That's the thing about I tell
Things are
people all
going
the
to
time.
change heavily. What's really going to happen is there's not going to be as many gang member rappers
Right? There
that
can't
are
be.
going to fully claim the gang like out to the public because
You can't.
it's just been Rico case, like you know what I mean?
Right.
It's getting to the point like back in the day.
It was dumb putting it out there to begin with.
Yeah, like back in the day, people would rap about all that stuff or like adjacent to that stuff.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
fucked up part about
and
all
everything
that
was
shit,
fine.
Well,
It
see,
was
part about all
the
that shit
other
is if it's
people that was
turning
getting
all the
in
gang
trouble.
members out. You're seeing everybody that's snitching, everybody that would snitch, and it's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's like back then it was like the Suge Knights that was getting caught up. You know what I mean? It wasn't the rappers. It was the people that were slightly higher up than them because
Right.
they were the ones that were still repping the gang and this and that. Now it's like it moved down a notch to where instead of like it being the higher ups that are still like that, the artists themselves are like that. And it's like
well, see, I'm gonna put it like this.
your whole city still wants to, or at least let's say a quarter of your city still wants to kill you.
I'll put it like
a quarter
this.
of your city has
Before-
cops in it that they want you.
Before it was profitable to push artists that would push the agenda of gang violence and organized crime and shit
Right.
like that. Where it's
Yeah.
like this is what the people want to hear, so we're gonna press it. Then you press it so much that's the only thing that people hear, so it becomes viable. And so now it's being shown that it is not always financially wise for a label or an imprint to back that kind of artist because it's too risky.
Yeah, but
for your
now you
investment.
got the Young Thug, situation.
And it's like even like artists like
They just
Schoolboy
did
Q,
another one,
Vince
didn't they just
Staples,
do
they ain't
another
out
one?
here on that type of shit, and we know for a fact that they absolutely will. Don't press those artists,
Yeah, man.
but they're not out here like on that type of time like crazy. Like it'll be mentioned in the project, but it's not the whole persona of the artist.
They're all a bunch of punk asses too, yo.
And
They're
I
a little bit
feel
of pressure. They're fucking squealing. They're telling. They're
I
telling.
feel like,
I don't
especially
even
in
know what they're
regards to
talking
like
about.
the amount of like drill influence that got raised in the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm.
That shifted the culture as well because then everything had to have like that aggressive.
That's all of
drill
a
type of
sudden,
shit.
all of a sudden, every killer wanted to literally tell their story
Literally.
on
Like a
track.
dummy.
Well, YNW Melly
Like a
definitely-
dummy.
It's like, oh
Definitely,
shit,
yeah.
that's a real song. Like he really did that. He's on charges. Oh, he real. Yeah, I could say something.
Yeah.
It's like, dog, that you learn nothing.
If you do the dirt, don't dry snitch on yourself, kids. I can't explain this I can't tell you. Don't fucking tell on yourself.
He said,
You got people. Yeah, you got people out here wanting to
you
kill
do.
somebody else because they told on them, but you're out here telling on your damn self. Fucking quit it. It's dumb. It makes no
Yeah,
sense.
if you ever hear me say
Don't
some
do it.
off the wall shit on a song, just know I didn't do it. If you
Me
ever
too.
hear me, if you ever
I
hear me
made it
make
up.
a song called "Plead the Fifth," then know that I just did some fucked up shit.
I plead the 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, fifth.
And see, like, I don't know if this was 2022 or 2021, but when Lil Durk was on, what was it, Saturday Night Live, and of all the songs he could have performed that are his chart toppers, he decided to use his time on SNL
To tell on
to,
himself.
to diss his ops and talk about
Oh.
like fucking over their families, going for their loved ones, like diss track type shit. And it's
Yeah.
like
That's
you
dirt.
have this immense platform where you have all these songs that you could have promoted literally anything else for your sound and you as an artist.
You could have put out a
And
good
you chose to
message.
take that opportunity.
Yeah, but then after a while, Dirk completely switched up his entire
Oh yeah,
genre.
yeah.
He
And so
realized the
That's
fault
still a
in
missed
that.
opportunity.
and now
Right.
Dirk is more adjacent to Drake than Chief Keef. Granted, I know that's a whole thing. So like I don't expect him and Keef to be okay with each other by any means.
Yeah, thanks.
But I
Wow.
digress. Like you can see the shift and who is surrounded by who. But also like there's some crazy shit going on in Hollywood right now.
Oh man,
Me and my girl be
Hollywood.
talking all the time about like Krishan Rock and how,
Hollywood.
like, so like for example,
Yeah.
like
Blueface, baby.
what if
Yeah,
she done fucked
aight.
around and saw some shit go down in Hollywood
Probably
and now
did.
she's freaked the fuck out?
Probably did.
Because if you notice, she's doing a complete 180. She ain't on the same type of time that she was. Like she has the same type of energy, but she's trying to get more centered and clear and away from bullshit. But it was such a quick shift that it's like, what did you see or what did you do or who did something to you?
She went to one of them parties. That's what the
Because
fuck
we know
happened.
about the
Yeah,
Harvey
she lived
Weinsteins.
in
We
the
know about
Blueface house.
the crazy
Yeah.
shit going on.
She went to one of them eyes wide shut fucking parties and went walking in and seen everybody wearing masks. I was like, whoa.
Like I think she
Really?
genuinely saw some crazy ass shit.
Oh, I
She does not
guarantee
know
you.
how to deal with it.
I think everybody in Hollywood seen some crazy ass
No,
shit.
she's also just beating the literal fuck out of
And
Blueface.
and I also think they're recorded doing some crazy ass shit that we wouldn't believe, and that's how they're kept in the fucking loop. Blackmail. If you're recorded doing some shit and there's a library of you doing some shit that you shouldn't be doing, like being on the Weinstein, he was just a fucking fall guy. Too much information got out. They needed to get rid of somebody. He was it. There's way more than that.
And that's the thing to think about because it sounds crazy to say that Weinstein was a fall guy because he's
yeah.
definitely a bad guy.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
there's no doubt. Harvey Weinstein is a sack of shit.
Oh yeah.
Facts.
But what was there in the background that
Oh,
they
come
didn't
on.
want people to catch wind of
That's
to
it.
where they let something as big as that go down?
That powerful,
Like
dude. That powerful.
What was so bad that was the best option to let go of?
Yeah, exactly my point.
Because he's not even the most powerful motherfucker in the world,
No.
but he knows all of them.
Oh yeah.
And then the same thing with Epstein. I know it's
The
a
same
fucking
deal.
meme at this point, but if you look at all the people that Epstein surrounded himself with and casually associated with, why are none of them in the same predicament?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even whenever his partner was due to testify, there was no coverage of that.
Well, and how come he was always
And
able?
she was the one with all the answers and data.
He was always able to get to his bread too, yo. And you got guys like Kanye West that are only out there just talking shit.
Well, see,
All
I
he's
feel
doing
like-
is just talking shit, and they took his money. They basically took it. They froze a lot of his shit.
literally.
Like, how the fuck is that? How is that even a thing? Whenever all he was doing was just talking.
From him.
He was just
Lost
talking.
contracts.
Yeah, he was just talking. That's all he did, and he lost all of that. And you had this other guy that had this giant fucking worldwide, pedophile fucking satanic cult ring, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, facts.
And he had access to his dough the whole time. He had and if the people to think that guy killed himself, you got to be a fucking idiot.
No, there's definitely something deeper going on with that.
Oh, I mean,
But-
you got to be a knucklehead.
At the same note, I don't know. It's like Epstein, Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
Anybody that makes more discomfort than acceptable for whatever higher up exists.
You're done.
It doesn't matter if you're doing something good or horrendous.
You're done.
If you make too much noise and draw too much
Yeah.
attention, you're good as dead.
That and
That's
you
it,
can't.
forget
You can't risk any of the majors.
Dr.
can't-
Sabio,
You
he's
can't
a
risk
he's a
the-
good
you can't risk
example.
the oil. They will not
No.
let you risk gas or oil, so you're not ever going to be able to find a new.
you can't
fuel.
risk
Yeah,
medicine
that's-
or pharmacy.
Yeah, you'll never
medicine
be
and pharmacy, forget
You'll
it.
never be able to get over big pharma.
That's why
So the
Dr.
second-
Sadie
yeah,
got
the
fucking
second
killed.
That you start coming up with shit that actually works, boom, you're done. It's like there's gas and oil, there's pharma.
Apricot seeds, they said, it's real
And-
good for like cancer and all that. eat.
I'd say, mate, as crazy as it sounds, because it's never come up, but I think it's a big thing is agriculture, as far as like mass agriculture.
Oh
like
yeah.
Yeah.
the government.
Monsanto.
Well,
Yeah,
Bill
like
Gates.
90%
Bill Gates
of-
owns fucking,
farmers.
I think most of the farmland in the world now, and nobody even talks about that. Like
Well, yeah,
nobody,
like 90% of farmers work for the government now.
yo,
Like
I
they
mean,
own their land, but they farm the government's crop.
Well,
yeah,
not
Bill
just that,
Gates owns all of
but
this farmland. Like, why? People ain't even wondering why. They're not asking why. Like, why the fuck would this guy? Yeah, I mean,
so
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like because it's been proven time and time again that the movies released are typically in reflection to the reality impending.
Oh yeah,
So, for
yeah.
example, like iRobot warned us about AI.
Predictive
I know
programming.
it sounds like a reach, but we're currently working on technology extremely similar to that. Some could say it's influenced by the movie.
Transhumanism,
Some could
man.
say that it's a prediction. But regardless, we're at that point now
Hmm.
where we're having the exact technology displayed in that
Hmm.
film. Same thing with, so for example, like the last Jurassic World that dropped. How
Still didn't get to see it yet. I can't wait.
got
Yeah,
you?
no, I
Okay,
gotta
Oh
catch
no,
that
you can
too.
spoil it because I
got you.
don't
So
care.
so
I
like
ain't seen it either. Yeah.
how like Biosin took over everything so that way they could then own the intellectual property, research, data, and assets
Oh yeah.
from the whatever the fuck the Mirsani Corporation or whatever.
Yeah.
But they basically used that to genetically alter and change the resistances in their crops, which made it better for farming. But then they developed programs that were proactive and destroying anything that wasn't their product,
Mm.
making it to where
All
you
you
know,
had
like
was their
without them,
product.
you had a full ecological collapse,
That's what Monsanto's working
and
on.
that's what Monsanto and DuPont and all of them are working on.
Mm.
Um, and then there was another one I just saw that was just crazy because it's like this is the world that we live in, where this is the influence for our entertainment,
Yeah.
and it just kind of I had to sit there and resonate with that for a second. Like this is the world that we live in, and this has created this form of
I'm
entertainment.
still
People
waiting
Which
think
for.
gets
The
you
Simpsons
desensitized.
like magically predict things, and I'm like, dude, no. It's like it's predictive programming.
Like
Like,
we're getting desensitized.
yeah. I mean, the Simpsons aren't fucking, psychics, man. Like when you know what's going to happen, it's kind of easy to be able to foretell what's going
But
to happen
it is kind of wild, like how they predict like oddly specific things.
because they know.
But what I'm saying is like, how would you know that? Like, let's say, how would you know that from the airing date of this episode, 2 years from now, Miley Cyrus is going to be swinging on a wrecking ball?
No,
Like,
I
you know
mean
what I
that's
mean? It's
just
like shit like that. It's like that's a little bit too far fetched to predict because
I just
anything could
remembered what
happen.
it
you'd
was. I
be
was watching
surprised, man. Really,
I was reading this article and it was talking about how Earth has officially entered its sixth mass extinction and it's irreversible. And basically the biodiversity of every region on Earth is in critical or critically endangered status, and that 70% of the biomes on the planet are spoiled, ruined, or destroyed by human habitation.
I mean, basically.
Which, when you think about the fact that 70% of the earth is covered by water,
Mhm.
we only have a finite 30% of that to occupy. And
Mhm.
70% of that 30% is tainted, destroyed, or completely ruined with no biodiversity or very limited. And so you think about that and you look at all the nature documentaries that have come out. You look at all the things that are addressing the beautiful diversity of the world, and it's like they're not celebrating this, they're cataloging and archiving it.
Mhm.
Those documentaries don't exist to portray what you can see, it's to reflect on what is changing currently,
Yeah,
because they
Right.
literally have no plan to stop any of it.
Hey, Michaela's in the chat.
Yeah, like 20
Michaela?
years from
Bonjour.
now,
I was
20,
watching.
30
Happy
years
New
from now,
Year's.
people are going to be watching those videos. And they're like,
That's
man,
what
the
an elephant
rainforest
looks
doesn't
like.
exist no more.
Right,
Yeah.
like it's insane.
I was
I
watching
agree.
a documentary where the lady said that literally one dump truck full of plastic gets dumped into the ocean every minute
Yeah.
on average. That's literally what we're doing right now. And they said like the majority of plastic that we think we're recycling, when you throw it in like the recycling bin, can't be recycled and ends up in a fucking landfill to begin with anyhow.
Correct.
So you basically just end up wasting time and making it harder on people by trying to actually recycle if you don't know exactly what you should be recycling.
Well, I saw this video from Wendover Productions talking about how global recycling is actually broken.
It is. It's brutal. I mean, it's horrible. It ain't good at all.
When it comes to like I guess economics as a whole and shit, like Barclay is definitely the one to fucking talk.
And there's entire countries on this planet where their economy is structured, benefited, or crutched by recycling or
Recycling garbage.
So like
Yeah.
there are literally parts of this planet bigger than U.S. states that is just a continuous
Landfill.
That's
All they do is
and they
recycle.
get paid for it
trash.
because there's nowhere else to put it.
Yep.
And that's also so like, for example, like fast fashion. So like you buy a T-shirt from H&M, right? Well, you're only going to wear that T-shirt for like a year, maybe 3 years,
Mhm.
right? You're going to throw it out. That's not so bad. It's just one shirt, correct? So
That's what's-
imagine that for the entire customer base that uses that methodology, and then expand it to the different brands and everything. And this goes from like Gildan all the way up to Hermes. Like every single article of clothing eventually gets thrown away instead of recycled. And they're developing technologies to where you can recycle cloth and use it as a new fabric, but it's not efficient enough. And so basically a decent chunk of these landfills are your old designer tees or your burnt Nikes from your bad relationship.
That
or,
shit would at least
like,
break down though. But like I'm thinking like
But
the
it doesn't.
plastic shit. Think about that. Like
but it doesn't because most of them have
rollerblades
polyester and things like that.
well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. I was thinking like, like thinking like fucking rollerblades and them, them 6-pack circle things that you use for cans and fucking.
the 65-inch television that bitch broke when she threw over the balcony.
I saw
Yeah,
this
I
video.
mean, all of that
Oh,
crap
he's about
literally
to talk
ends
shit
up.
on me breaking a TV again.
Like think about that. Everything
I was
that
just
you,
talking about that shit the other day.
everything that
actually, on the way
anybody,
up,
anything
get
that
ready.
anybody's like ever used is like somewhere on this
Trash.
planet, somewhere or another, unless it's been burned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And well, like I said, some of it biodegrades and all of that, but not nearly fucking anything that like would really matter.
And then there's other like weirder things. So for example, like major shipping lanes inherently pollute a lot.
Oh yeah.
But those shipping lanes were established thousands of years ago for some of them. So theoretically, you can go through like 400 feet of sediment and find thousands of years of shipwrecks right on top of each other.
Oh yeah.
So that form of pollution as well, because when a modern ship sinks, it takes its reactor, it takes its oil, it takes its propane, whatever,
Oh yeah.
with it to the bottom of the sea,
And then it rusts
as well as its
and
goods, and then that pollutes as well. Because to be frank, like when you sink a ship, you have to carefully clean every single thing. You can't do that when the weather sinks the ship.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and so there's a lot of pollution and forms of that on the ocean floor. And there's just not a single place, even in space, where there's not human pollution,
No
because they
doubt,
have to
man.
schedule and track from the different layers of orbital trash that exists.
Oh yeah, if they don't keep schedule of all that shit, like
literally it stops launches.
potential asteroid like situation can occur.
I
But
said
it'll
we
be
should do
it'll be
that.
like a satellite
Like a
from
defunct,
the 50s
a defunct
floating around, like-
satellite.
We should
Boom!
bundle.
Right in the middle of an old town.
We should bundle up all of our fucking trash and just keep blasting it off into space and just sending it to wherever the fuck it ends up. That's how.
like on
that's how we-
Futurama.
Yeah, that's how we.
Futurama, whenever they fight the giant trash ball.
That's how we save our planet. We fucking blast it all off and send it to somebody else's fucking planet.
You know how they beat the giant trash ball?
No.
By sending another giant trash ball out at it.
That's what I mean. What else can you do? Like how do you kill a bad guy with a gun? Good guy with a gun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do about. But we do like stuff like this, and part of it is a bunch of nowadays we have the single use things like
Yeah,
back in the
that's a
day.
waste.
Back in the day, like when my grandparents were kids, they used to take their their glass bottles
bitches
back to the
busted, too.
factory
Yeah.
and get their pop bottles and shit refilled. They'd get cleaned, they'd get refilled, and they'd be brought back. Your milk bottles,
Yeah.
they used to be glass, same thing. They would come collect them, they would take them, clean them, bring them back. Now you got all this one-use plastic thing. Use it one time, drink it, it's gone, throw it away. That's going to end up in the fucking ocean somewhere, and that,
Isn't it
and this
weird
crap.
we regressed over time and now we're gonna like progress back to that.
And
Yeah.
that's the
It's
thing.
everything-
Like,
gonna be
we're
glass
literally
anyway.
progressing back to
We-
Bronze Age
we
culture.
did, you know, when I tell people all the time, literally, whenever we literally gave away basically all of our rights, whenever we
We're born.
nationalized food, whenever they decided to do that, instead of having like a bunch of
Yeah.
locally
Yeah.
done whatever the fuck, like now we got to get all of our. There's not a farm around here that can support everybody in the area.
Well, see, and the weird thing about that is that because the food supply has become so reliable, there's no fucking plan for when it's unreliable. Like there's stores and there's back stock and there's inventory and
But not nearly like.
stockpiles, but realistically, there's only 3 days of food in any given place.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in places like the US where we don't do subsistence farming, we don't raise our own, we don't know how to raise our own food.
Most people only have like 3 days worth of food in their crib.
And,
Like,
I appreciate the preppers and stuff that are like, you need to grow this, you need to grow that, but even still, you cannot possibly afford the amount of land necessary to permanently survive and have a standard diet that we're used to,
yeah.
because the amount of diversity, the amount of ingredients, the amount of different shifting supply,
Yeah, I mean, it would be a
Um,
downgrade for sure.
like-
People don't get it.
we export a lot of wheat and rice and corn,
Mm,
and most of the world depends on that as well, because
Mhm.
they've also got into domesticating and growing their own forms of wheat, grass, and corn.
well, we subsidize a
But-
lot of corn too, though. Like,
So, for example, if the bee population collapses, there's nothing to pollinate, which then destroys the agriculture, which then destroys the livestock, which then destroys us.
mm,
But we have the philosophy of, oh, well, if there's a beef shortage, then I'll just eat deer. Well, there's not enough deer. Not for the millions of people that have outgrown their space in this country.
mm,
So they say that the most optimized population
Squirrel
number
meat
for the
tonight,
entire
boys.
globe was 3 billion
Squirrel
people.
meat.
We're currently at 8.
mm.
And that's a big issue. Like there's
Chipmunk
it's
tacos.
either kill off 5 billion people to have a reasonable living population with minimal damage to the planet, or continue exponentially multiplying to the point that we have to find another world, which we're going to do what? The exact same thing.
Mm.
So like Independence Day, the harvesters, the alien invaders, that was based off of us.
Mm.
That's what we do. It's just scary when you're not the person doing it.
Well, we got plenty of room. Like, there's plenty of like, we got plenty of space like in the middle of the country that ain't nobody even fucking with right now. Like, well, what? Like places in Nevada. You know, there's a whole bunch of different places that like.
But if you build cities there, then where does the farmland go? Because the
Well,
majority
man.
of the Midwest is also the breadbasket.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That was part of the problem. Like, like we got to rely on having everything shipped from places like that. Like, we had like Duda's Farm and like
Listen,
different
hear
places
me
like
out.
that around
This
here.
is a
but,
little
like,
bit
we done
a
built too
little
much.
bit sketch,
We got too much.
but I believe it would work. If you would containment blasts, obviously, like you're not just going to be out there like hot wire and blowing everything up. There's so much of like our desert that like if you would drop down certain bombs, like ones that aren't radioactive or whatever,
Yeah.
and bust up the land, that could all be potentially turned into like usable farmland.
Very true, but then that requires a massive restructuring in terms of irrigation systems, which
Oh,
would tap
yeah.
into
Not counting all the gold and
aquifers.
shit you'd probably fucking find.
So
But then you know
here's-
how many places out there you'll probably end up finding a fucking well.
But
Oh man.
here's one of the issues with the Midwest. So from Texas all the way up to, I want to say,
But I know a lot
Colorado
of earthquakes and shit.
is one continuous aquifer, and they all draw their different water necessities from said aquifer. Now, when that aquifer is dry, there's no more water. Not only is that an issue immediately because you then have nothing to actually contribute to keep your agriculture going, but that then has a void in that space because the water was supporting the pressure from that land above it. That aquifer is then potentially going to collapse, which means the land will subside into that new cavern.
Well, look at like
So
California,
this
like
is also like a geological issue in terms of water and food resources and population area as well.
like California and all that, dude. They
Yes,
basically
it
have
does.
to. They basically have to have like all of their water fucking imported.
Yeah,
Like they don't really have anywhere around them. You know,
Lake Mead is dry.
I mean, toast.
Like the Colorado River is dry.
Yeah, you know, and we're and the other Great Lakes and all that shit, dude. We're selling that water up to fucking people like Nestle and all of that.
Yeah,
So
sell free shit for 50 cents a bottle.
ain't that some bullshit, bro? Ain't that some bullshit? How you know? And I want to know. I want to know how they figured that out. Like how you know? You know what? I got a great fucking business idea. I'm gonna go to the Great Lakes where everybody is supposed to be able to enjoy that water around the surrounding area, and I'm gonna fucking take it. I'm just gonna steal it. I'm gonna bottle it and then sell it back to them same fucking people. They all they got to do is turn on their tap.
Well, see, and that's another thing. The U.S. infrastructure system is completely
It's
it's
trash.
terrible. So it consistently rates from A to F the U.S. infrastructure system for bridges, the electric grid, highways,
Our bridges are so
um,
fucking old, bro.
trains, ports. All U.S. infrastructure typically falls as a C or a D, which doesn't sound so bad until you realize that means that it typically needs immediate repair
Won all of them at the exact same time. They're
on a
all more or
national
less
scale.
the same age. Like,
So like this entire belt of continental America has destroyed, rusted, crumbling infrastructure
oh
that
yeah,
we're supposed to rely on, and then you mix electric vehicles in. Which I don't know if you saw any other stuff going on, but during this cold snap, a lot of those vehicles wouldn't start
oh fuck
because
yeah,
the technology isn't there, the insulation isn't there, the efficiency isn't
Oh yeah,
there.
the batteries are dead as fuck.
oh
But
yeah.
now you mix that where it's a transportation issue because the technology isn't reliable with an infrastructure that is not built to support an entire nation of electric vehicles.
People
And
were
gas prices
dying.
that are high as fuck.
And what
People
the
were
fuck do you think
dying
is
in
gonna
their
happen?
cars.
You got
Yeah.
food
on the
not getting
highway.
delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
literally. Well, Buffalo, New York, the whole thing got there was like 18-foot waves, and then to top it off, so much ice
they said that
that
one of the
cars had to
drifts.
stop.
They said that one
while
of the drifts
driving,
was like 36 foot.
yeah,
What waves
The
from the
snow
ocean?
drifts, snow drifts.
Oh, I'm like,
but the ocean was also going fucking crazy too. Like
I
there was like
mean,
18-foot waves out there,
yeah,
which is weird to think because we don't think of Buffalo as like a seaport, but
yeah.
it's right
Well,
off of the Great Lakes.
fuck
Essentially.
yeah, buddy.
And
It could
so
be, man.
it's just absurd to think the amount of things being pushed right now without any foresight. So we
Well,
all
they're all
want,
doing it at the same time, so you
right,
don't have
like
time to think of
we
any
all
of it.
want the new Tesla, or we all want the new whatever the fuck, but we have no idea for stability, sustainability, or accountability during that process.
I'm
You
afraid of my
see,
Tesla being hacked and somebody fucking smashing me
Drop
into a
you into a
well, no,
riverbank.
like
and-
you see the Model Y roll out, and it's like that's a beautiful car. I'm gonna get it in red. I'm doing so much good for the environment because I'm not contributing emissions. But the
Yeah.
factory is the equipment used to get the lithium out of the rare earth metal
Oh,
mines.
dude, that
Oh yeah,
the battery is
the-
way
like,
worse than like
the battery is
Making a
way
battery for a
worse.
car is worse than
Like,
running a
way
fucking
four
gas
cars.
motor.
Yeah.
Way worse.
But the
yeah.
long
Have you
term
seen the
difference
difference
is
between
still
like a lithium mine and an oil rig?
mm-mm.
An oil rig, there's a whole like recoup process. Like they go in and they like dig out their shit and they build their site and they drill and shit and then they pack everything up and they fill
Yeah,
shit
they do
back
their
in,
best
yeah.
to leave it how they found it.
Yeah,
They're best.
lithium mines don't go nowhere.
No.
They stay
Oh,
there
yeah,
forever.
it's an open pit.
And they just dig and dig in a giant fucking cone in the
Strip
ground.
mine.
Yeah, there ain't
Just leave
nothing.
it.
Yeah, there ain't nothing you can do with it. What are
Yeah,
you gonna
strip
do?
mining. It'll turn a fucking mountain into a flat
Into a
grassland.
molehill.
Like literally, it's just
It'll
like,
turn a mountain into a molehill. But
literally, literally. And so it's interesting, and I guess this is what I've been up to all year is just learning how shit is made, mostly so I can learn how to make things for myself.
yeah.
You know, as a brand owner, as a creator, I need to know where things are sourced so that way I can better deliver products. But the downside is learning the processes behind a lot of this shit. and that even like the fair trade things, they have a threshold. There's only so much that they can do. So it's just like this whole planet, and I'm not trying to cause existentialism for anybody. My bad.
Oh no.
But I guess like the thing everybody could learn going into this year is focus and accountability.
Yeah.
I guess to wrap all of that up.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Because with that,
I think we're
I believe,
heading toward a little economic trouble.
yeah. I mean, with that, I
Oh,
believe
no,
that
they-
might be a wrap.
They said that
Yeah.
they said that society as we know it is supposed to collapse by 2040.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Like that's
we don't.
that's
yeah.
the IMF, that's
I
the World Health
absolutely agree.
Organization, that's world governments, that's NATO.
Well,
that's,
just look at it. Just look at where we're
Yeah, it's
going.
kind of obvious.
You know, I mean, if we make it that far, I would have been. You know, I've been blowing the whistle on this thing for a while. Like, you know, I've been waiting. It's hard to put a time frame on that type of thing, though. You know,
Yeah, it is.
but we're looking down the
This is like
barrel.
right now. Yeah.
You know, we are. We're looking down the barrel. We're going to
It's hard
see it in
put a
our
timestamp
lifetime.
on it, but
It's
it's
going to
right.
happen.
But I also believe that it's not going to be as bad as they're predicting, because a collapse of society as known does not necessarily mean the end of everything. That
True.
just means
There's
the
just
way
gonna
of
be a
life is ending.
restructure.
Restructure, yeah.
So it could be very shitty, and
in
probably
the
will
beginning,
be.
it will be, yeah.
But
what was that
ultimately,
fucking
we're
movie
still
where
going to
they
carry on.
drank?
It always is
energy
horrible in the beginning.
drinks all the time.
Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's literally what we're living in right now.
It
I
is.
used to quote that shit all the fucking time,
What was
especially
that
whenever we
fucking
got Trump
drink?
for
I forget
president,
what
because
the
it was
drink
just
was
like, and
called.
there's Terry Crews.
It is. It's a whole.
There's Terry Crews.
It's a whole knucklehead deal, man. It is.
Well, with that, this was Pillow Talk New Year's celebration. Thank
Happy
you for
fucking New
celebrating
Year.
with
And it's
Happy
all
New
gonna be
Year, y'all.
fine.
See you next week. We will be here, and you will be here, and we will be here together.